Hi, friends. Welcome to the third part of the series on the Battle of Raichur. In this part, we will continue to learn more about Samrat Krishnadevaraya and why he is considered as one of the greatest emperors of Bharat. I would also like to make a small correction, and I need to thank one of the viewers of the earlier video for this. In the earlier video, I had mispronounced the one of Krishnadevaraya's titles as Kannada Raja Ramaramana. The actual pronunciation is Kannada Raja Ramaramana, which means Lord Vishnu to the Lakshmi or the riches of the Karnataka Samrajya. So thanks to the viewer who pointed this out, and you can find this in the comment as well. So let's have a look at one of the very unique features of Krishnadevaraya. So like all dharmic rulers, Krishnadevaraya was a scholar and a poet. And if you look at my series on the Temple of Serapis, where I talk quite extensively about Emperor Julian, so all dharmic rulers are usually scholars and poets as well. And Krishnadevaraya has been described as Sahiti Samarangana Sarvabhauma, which means one who dominates the fields of battle and literature. And so the text which he has authored, uh, this is kind of the rough list. So we have got Amuktamalyada, Jambavati Parinayam, Satyavadhu Prinana, Madalasa Charita, Jnana Chintamani, Rasamanjari, and Sakala Katha Sarasangraha. So I do apologize if my pronunciations are off in a couple of them, and feel free to correct me in the comments. Now, out of these, except for the first one, which is Amuktamalyada, all of the rest are in Sanskrit. So Amuktamalyada is in Telugu, which is very unique. And out of this seven, only Amuktamalyada is completely available in its complete form, and Jambavati Parinam is partially available. Rest of them are missing. So they are probably waiting discovery in some archival, public or private collection. So we'll focus more on Amuktamalyada, and the reason is, I've read the English translation of the book. You can't see it on the video, so I'll show it more clearly. I got a scan of the image. So let's have a look at Amuktamalyada. Now, the most well-known work is Amuktamalyada, primarily because this is the only intact surviving work. So without the other works for comparison, it's quite difficult to say which one of Krishnadevaraya's work is more superior than the rest, because this is the only complete form we have. Now, this image, what you see on the screen, is the cover page of an excellent English translation of Amuktamalyada, which I have and which I have read by Dr. Srinivas Sisla, who is a professor of fine arts at Andhra University in Visakhapatnam. So I met Dr. Sisla many years back. So this is from my personal collection, and I've also given the details of where you can get the book. So you can either freeze the screen. I'll also put this in the description box, and I'll also do a short video later on, because I need to get a different camera to focus on the book, where I'll show you how the book looks from the inside and so on. Okay. So this book is quite fantastic, as almost every verse is accompanied by an image or a photograph, usually taken from the Hampi Vijayanagara area. Okay, so it could be painting, it could be the image of a sculpture, or a natural flower like lotus or something like that. So the image kind of corresponds to the text or the verse which is being translated. So Sisla Garu is an artist, and this reflects in the aesthetics of the book as well. I would highly recommend you buy this book. This is one solid way of supporting our indigenous scholars and researchers. So I'll put the uh, contact and information where you can buy it in the description box. So most of the stuff in this video is taken from this book and from Dr. Rao's book, which I mentioned in the earlier video. Okay, so let's have a look at what Amuktamalyada is all about. Okay, so let me give you a brief background about Amuktamalyada before delving into the text. So this poem was written by divine inspiration when Krishnadevaraya took a stopover in the temple town of Srikakulam, which is in Andhra Pradesh, around 1517 of the Common Era. And Srikakulam is very famous for its Vishnu temples. So in the night, he had a vision of Vishnu Bhagwan, who commanded him to write a kavya in Telugu specifically. So the topic was about a young girl who gave a garland to Lord Vishnu, after wearing it, and thus married Lord Ranganatha, which is the form of Lord Vishnu at Srirangam. And Lord Vishnu also advised Krishnadevaraya to dedicate the work to Venkateshwar Swami of Tirumala, who was the Ishtadevata of the Raya. So Amuktamalyada is quite unique because the central backbone is really the story of this girl called Amuktamalyada, who is the foster daughter of a person called Vishnu Chitta of Sri Viliputtur. But it is also a compendium of the description of different towns, cities, places, people, wildlife, seasons, the natural environment, and the science of polity or statesmanship. So it's actually quite a wide text, and it captures all of Raya's thoughts and views on these things. So which is why it's very valuable and very interesting, because every chapter has got something different. So I'll read a couple of translated verses from the book by Sisla Garu. And these verses will be around polity and statesmanship because that's where my interest is. But if you get this translation, uh, you can read a lot of topics which might be of interest to you. Okay, so here's one verse. The king should not go personally anywhere against the enemy country. It is better that he appoints one of his doras. Now, dora in Telugu means a lord, chieftain, powerful zamindar. So it is better that he appoints one of his doras and sends him on the business. So this is quite interesting because it says that the king should secure himself first, okay, and should not take unwarranted risks. So here's another one. So increase the forests near your frontier fortresses because it would be difficult for invaders to come in because all armies have got a big logistics chain which need roads, clear path to get through. Okay, or otherwise a lot of time is spent in clearing the jungles, and plus you also have the chance of guerrilla attacks happening on you. Destroy all forests in the middle of your territory so that the enemy has no place to hide and the bandits or robbers have no place to hide. Then alone you will not have trouble from robbers. Okay, so very interesting. And here's another one. A king should not allow into his secret councils an officer who has been made a Dora, like I said, such chieftain or powerful zamindar, only recently. He would become proud of favors shown to him by the king and reveal the secrets of his friends. Sorry, I do apologize, and reveal the secrets to his friends. By that projected course of action would be spoiled and the officer would ruin the king and himself. So very interesting and very uh, thought-provoking verses in Amuktamalyada. Okay, so just bear with me while we go on to the next slide. So Krishnadevaraya was not only a scholar warrior, but he was also a big patron of the arts. And according to the background of the Amuktamalyada, which is given in Sisla Garu's book, so Krishnadevaraya held literary debates in a splendid mansion which was known as Bhuvana Vijayam, and he was a patron of several literary greats. And at his court, he had, like the Navaratnas, he had eight great poets who are known as the Ashtadigaja. So this also means the eight elephants who hold the weight of the earth in different directions. Now, as per Dr. Rao, Tennali Ramakrishna, so of this list, we have got Alasani Peddana, Timmanna Kavi, Madayagari Mallanna, Dhurjati, Ayalaraju Ramabhadra, Ramaraja Bhushana, Tennali Ramakrishna Kavi, and Pingali Suranna. Now, out of these, so Rao says that Tennali Ramakrishna and Ramaraja Bhushana might belong to later times. Now, even Krishnadevaraya's daughter, Tirumalamba, she was also a poetess and quite a strong poetess in her own right. And she wrote under the alias of Mohanangi. So another interesting tidbit is that the Akbar Birbal stories, um, which are quite popular in North India, are simply Mughalized versions of the Krishnadevaraya Tenali Rama stories. So Krishnadevaraya is replaced by Akbar, and Tenali Ramakrishna is replaced by Birbal. So that's an interesting fact. Okay, so let's have a look. Okay, so that brings us to the end of this session. Again, quite a short and sweet one. So next time, more on Krishnadevaraya. So I had initially planned to kind of introduce Adil Shah here, but Adil Shah will have to wait because, like I said, this is a journey of discovery for me as well. So I will touch more on the civil works of Krishnadevaraya and his donations to the temples and so on in the next part. So if you have liked this video, please remember to like, share and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Hari Om.